Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I want to bring you a topic that I've been seeing a lot coming into my store, people asking about or commenting about, and it's called shadow work. Shadow work is something that you gotta be really careful about. I'm Lady Starfire, and I want to teach you something about shadow work. Now, shadow work requires a person that is your teacher, your guide. Never try to do shadow work by yourself. It can be very, very dangerous. Shadow work has to do with going deep into your mind, your subconscious, your past, and going to all those doors that have been locked. Those doors get locked due to some sort of trauma, whether it's being raped, molested, abused in any kind of manner, anything that causes trauma. It could have been a bad car wreck when you were a child, or a divorce, a death of a parent or a sibling or best friend. Any of these things cause trauma that some people try to block off so that they can move forward. Some people, they are fine. They can, deal with it and move on. Other people deal with depression, and it becomes a chronic type thing for them because of these traumas. So some people will take and shove it away behind a locked door way back in here, and they just pretend like it never existed. That's okay for some people. But this is why you don't want to do shadow work by yourself, because there may be something that happened when you were young enough that you flat don't remember it. So therefore, when you all of a sudden unlock that door and those memories come flooding back out, it can send you into a tailspin, into a deep depression. It has made some people suicidal because it's just overwhelming to them. This is why you have to have someone to work with. Now, you want somebody that's a good counselor, a high priestess, a high priest. If you're a woman, it's best to have a woman to work with. If you're a man, it's best to have a man to work with. Because some things can get, either embarrassing, especially if it's the opposite sex. Any type of counseling really needs to be of the same gender. The reason for this also is it keeps down on any possible accusations, or, ooh, I really like you, but you're married and you're this, and it does away with that whole mess. Okay, so, and it's just easier a lot of times. But as clergy, this is something that we stress. If it's something where maybe you need both, then it's like in our situation, my husband and I would both work with you, or so you have to kind of fill it out and see what's right for you. But anyway, back to the shadow work. So what this person is going to do is to work with you and guide you back slowly, opening one door at a time. You don't want to just and blast them all open at one time. That is way too overwhelming. So one of the things you're going to do is you're going to journal. All right. It doesn't matter if you use a spiral notebook, what you do, but you're going to write down things. Write down, and each person that works with you may do things a little different. But, that's one of the things I have people do that I work with is, we start slow and we start writing down kind of what you're going through right now. What are you feeling? What are these emotions? And then we kind of start working our way back to figure out what's causing these or what's causing the blocks. But you need somebody to help you. Please, please, please do not try to do this shadow work by yourself. Now, a lot of people think that shadow work has to deal with dealing with shadow people or my deep, dark secrets that I'm hiding from everyone else out there. That is not shadow work. All right. That is simply you working on you being a better person, maybe. But this is a different type of thing. Shadow work is working through those deep, dark things that got locked away years ago, that they're still holding us back because we never dealt with it. So maybe we're afraid to leave the house. Maybe you're a woman and you have a hard time allowing your husband even so much, to touch you a lot of times. And you really don't know why. Maybe you remember that some things happened, but you didn't deal with them. So therefore, when he touches you, it brings back those memories. Same thing for guys. I mean, men go through a lot of this too. A lot of men don't admit to things that they've been through as children, but they hold you back as well, whether it's abuse, whether it was abuse by a male or a female. So you need to figure out how to work through these, and it helps. It's just has to have somebody there. Very few people are ever strong enough to go through it on their own. If you were, you wouldn't have locked those doors to begin with. And there's nothing wrong with that. It is perfectly okay. It doesn't mean you've got to go spend thousands of dollars for a counselor, because a lot of them, some understand, some are good, some are not. And sometimes it depends on what type of abuse or whatever it was that you went through. A lot of them don't have a clue or don't understand. So make sure it's somebody that is properly trained and knows how to help you and will be there for you 24/7. You might have some door come swinging open at midnight and you need to talk then. They need to be available to you then. Because if you're just like not dealing with it well, you need to talk, and you need to talk right then. You also need to write down everything that you remember. So that way it's there. And if you don't need to talk right then, write it all down. And then that way when you get back together with the person that's helping you, you'll have all that information. Okay? So I hope this helps you to understand a bit more about shadow work and, the dangers of doing it by yourself. So find that person that you can trust, and that also they need to be a clergy type or counselor type, so there's confidentiality, because you don't want them going, oh my goodness, Mary came over here and we were talking and we started, Mary came over here and she wanted help with shadow work, and oh my gosh, you would not believe the things from her past. See, we don't do that kind of stuff. That's not okay. So make sure that it's not just your best friend. Your best friend is probably not the best one, unless they happen to be a counselor or clergy or something like that. So find that person that you look up to and respect and has that confidentiality within them. So once again, I hope this really helps you to find your right direction in doing shadow work. Please, once again, be careful. Have someone you trust. And if you know of somebody that is trying to do shadow work or needs shadow work, please share this video with them. So make sure that they do it in a safe way. We don't want people out here getting into a deep, dark depression and doing something stupid. All right. So thank you for all of your help. Subscribe if you haven't. And till the next time, blessed be.